good, the bad, and hopefully not the ugly, but just in case, the ugly, of Disney's transportation while you're down at Walt Disney World. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to CoralJoyTravel. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm going to be doing a video about Walt Disney World transportations, and I'm particularly speaking about the transportation to the theme parks from your home resort if you're staying on a Walt Disney World Disney property hotel. So there's pros, there's cons, there's good, there's bad, and maybe there's a little ugly mixed in, but mostly it's good. And I really just want to talk to you about the diverse amount of transportation options that Disney provides its guests. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome! So glad you are here. We do lots of Disney tips and tricks and some unboxings on our channel. So if you like those sorts of things and you want to learn about Walt Disney World and Disneyland and Disney Cruise Line, stick around. Hit the subscribe button and join this community. We have a lot of great friends. We take the time to get to know each other in the comments. We ask questions. We answer questions. It's a very active group, more active now that my kids are back in high school and I can focus, but we do have a lot of fun here, and I do hope that you just join us and talk to us and get to know us, because we have a lot of fun here. This video is going to probably help those of you who already have a Disney vacation coming up, or maybe this is your first Walt Disney World vacation coming up, or you're thinking about taking a Walt Disney World vacation. This sort of information today will be helpful for you. I am not going to be talking about Magical Express in this video. However, I have a separate video that is going to be coming up in the next week or sooner, specifically on Magical Express. And that's something that Walt Disney World offers its guests staying at a Disney resort hotel. Today we're just going to be talking about the different modes of transportation that you have access to as a Disney guest down in Walt Disney World. So if you're staying at a Disney World resort hotel, there's value, moderate, and deluxe, and Monorail deluxe resorts. There's all different resorts. If you are staying at any of these, you all have access to bus transportation. And these buses, these Disney buses, will go to each of your resorts and pick you up in either one location, or there could be multiple locations for pickups and drop-offs at your resort. It just depends on your particular resort. You can find that out by when you check in. You can ask the front desk, where is the pickup for the bus? Or where is the closest pickup for the bus if there are multiple. I will say this, that value resorts have buses that pick you up in one location. Moderates can have more than one location, and deluxes typically have one location for bus pickup. So just ask, if you are not sure, just ask at the front desk. They will have a map they can give you to let you know where the bus pickups are. Buses start running about 1 hour before the parks open, and they stop running about 1 hour after the parks close. So if you want to be there early, just know when the buses start running. And if you want to stay at the parks at the end, yes, the parks do stay open an hour after they close. The rides are stopped, but the shops are open. So if you want to take that free bus transportation home, make sure you're on the bus at the right time. You don't want to miss the bus if you want to do this for free. And I will say, yes, all of this bus transportation is free. It's complimentary. Isn't that awesome? Yes, it is. So whether you are at like your Disney Resort Hotel and you're taking a bus to a theme park, or you want to take a bus to Disney Springs, guys, there are buses that take you to Disney Springs. And when you are in Disney Springs, there are buses, these free buses, you don't need a ticket. These free buses will take you back to your hotel. They will take you back to a theme park or a water park. I mean, wherever you want to go, and they have buses for it, Disney will provide that free transportation for you. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. That is a big pro. All of this transportation that I'm going to talk about, with exceptions, and I will make note, are free. Ha! Awesome. Thank you, Disney, for giving me something free. We love that. We love that. Something important to know is that not all of the Disney resort hotels are equidistant between all of the parks, okay? Some resorts might be closer to other theme parks, and you might have between a 15 to a 30-minute bus ride. It all depends on traffic and where you are going to. So my suggestion is this: if you are staying at a Disney resort hotel and you are planning to go to one of the theme parks during the day, just kind of take out Google Maps, get a sense of how far away your trip is, especially if you have young children and you need to feed them, or they need a snack, or they need whatever, or you need a whatever. You want to know, is this a 5-minute ride or is this a 20-minute ride? It's kind of helpful for you. So get a sense of where your hotel is located in relation to the other theme parks, because they really are all around. I will say this mode of transportation, the buses, is the only mode of transportation for value resorts and for moderate resorts to get to a theme park. There are 2 moderate resorts that you can take water shuttles to Disney Springs. Disney Springs is not a theme park. Disney Springs is free. Disney Springs is an entirely different beast of fun, but just know that buses, these free buses, these are the only mode of transportation that Disney provides you for value and moderate resorts. If you're talking about deluxe resorts, there's more modes coming up, and that's what I'm going to tell you about right now. So another mode of free transportation for anyone, is the Disney Monorail. So there is a monorail system. Let's call it a train in the sky, a futuristic train. And now there's going to be more things coming up soon too, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm going to talk about the monorail. So the monorail is elevated and it goes around Magic Kingdom to 3 surrounding deluxe resort hotels. The Contemporary is the first stop, and then you have the Polynesian, and then you have the Grand Floridian. Those are the 3 resorts, those deluxe resorts that are right around Magic Kingdom. And you can take the monorail if you are staying at one of those resorts. You can take the monorail if you want to go to Epcot from Magic Kingdom. So if you go onto the monorail from Magic Kingdom, you will stop at the Contemporary Resort, and then the next stop is called the Ticket and Transportation Center. You'll have to get off that monorail, go walk down a little ramp, and then walk up another little ramp, and you'll get onto another monorail to take you directly to Epcot. Okay, so, and again, anyone can take this monorail. Anyone. They don't check tickets. It's free. It's complimentary. A great way to get around from Magic Kingdom to Epcot, a great way to visit some of those deluxe resorts that maybe you're not staying at this year or on this vacation, but you can walk around. You can't swim at the pools, but you can certainly walk around. You can shop, you can eat at restaurants or go to bars there. Whatever is there besides the pool, you have access to. And these resorts are really the top of the top, the cream of the crop, I would say. Especially the Grand Floridian has some amazing shops, and there's usually music playing. It's just amazing. So take advantage of using this free mode of transportation, the monorail. The third mode of transportation is, let's call them a Disney water shuttle, And there are water shuttles that will give you access to 3 of the theme parks. Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Magic Kingdom. So those 3 theme parks have access via water shuttles. Animal Kingdom does not. Sad day. It just doesn't. You can take a water shuttle from Wilderness Lodge, Polynesian, Grand Floridian, Those are around the Magic Kingdom. If you're staying at the Contemporary, typically there is a walkway that you can walk directly to Magic Kingdom, so you really don't need a water shuttle there. But you can also take water shuttles from the Contemporary to go to Fort Wilderness and Wilderness Lodge, etc. So you can still take water shuttles from there, just not to a park. If you're talking about the boardwalk area behind Epcot and in between Hollywood Studios, you can take a water shuttle from the boardwalk, the beach club, the yacht club, Swan and Dolphin. I think I have them all. If I'm missing some, you'll let me know in the comments below. But those deluxe resorts, those are all deluxe resorts. They will take you either to Epcot or to Hollywood Studios. It's the same waterway, just two different directions. And truly, 5-10 minute, water shuttle ride to either of those parks, depending on where you start from. I mean, it's awesome. I love, love, love taking those water shuttles. Again, they're free. Free is good. I also need to mention that there is a ferry. There is a ferry at the Ticket and Transportation Center that you can take, that will take you directly to Magic Kingdom. Now that's the only ferry, so that holds a lot of people. The water shuttles, guys, I really don't know how many that holds. I'm gonna guess around 30-ish people, not a huge number. They're not ginormous boats by any stretch, but those shuttles do happen, I would say, every 15-20 minutes. So they try to keep those going frequently around from the home resort to the theme park, to wherever you're going, Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios or Epcot. I hope that makes sense. Now, those are the free modes of transportation. Thank you, Disney. Thank you for free. However, there are some modes of transportation that you can pay for. And I will say that I have done some of these. I have not done all of these. So there is a new-ish form of transportation at Walt Disney World called the Minivan. And I will insert a picture so you can see what a minivan looks like. Minivans right now, then they're kind of changing this right now, guys, because I'm filming this September 10th and changes are on the way, but they haven't been put into place yet. So a minivan is, let's call it Disney's version of an Uber or a Lyft. But the difference is it is driven by a Disney cast member. So they know a lot of information about Disney. They have had a background check. You kind of know what you're getting when you use a minivan driver. You feel safe. Unlike maybe with an Uber driver, you don't know their background or whatever. I am not saying anything negative against Uber or Lyft or minivans. I am just stating some information. I have used Uber in the past in Walt Disney World. I have not yet used minivans, and I will tell you why in a moment, not for any particular reason other than I will tell you in a minute. So the minivan service is service you would use if you wanted to get from point A to point B fast, without waiting. Something that you have to understand when you are relying on Disney transportation is that you have to wait for that mode of transportation to come. When you are ready and you are waiting in the line for that mode of transportation, that does not mean that that mode of transportation is going to be waiting for you. Sometimes they may be. Sometimes you may have to wait up to 20-30 minutes. Okay, so it just depends on when you hit the line. The bus might have been gone. The water shuttle might have just been arriving. It just all depends on when you get there. This is the con to relying on the free mode of transportation, because you can't rely on it. Do you know what I'm saying? You cannot expect to have that bus, water shuttle, monorail there every time you are ready for it. And in the case where you have a reservation and you need to be somewhere at a particular time and you have 15-20 minutes to arrive to the destination, you often are in a pickle and you need to do something immediate to get to where you need to be. So you can use a minivan, which is like an Uber, and they will take you from point A to point B directly to the door of where you need to be. Or you could take an Uber, all right? Uber is very similar to a minivan, but it's going to be less expensive. Right now, the minivans, we're charging $25 for one stop. $25. And now it sounds like there's going to be a flat fee of $15, and then there will be an additional charge per mile. We're not sure yet of the charge per mile, so there won't be a flat charge. There won't be a set fee. It will be a flat charge and then additional miles, however many miles you go. Ubers will be a little less expensive than the minivans. That's just the reality. So you have that option of using an Uber as well. I have used Ubers in the past when I've needed to be somewhere in the next 20 minutes. And I knew I could not rely on the transportation. Like I went to the bus stop and the bus wasn't there. And I said, oh, sugar, I need to be here for this reservation. What am I going to do? I'm going to pull out my phone, open up the Uber app and get an Uber. Now, why have I not done the minivans? I really do want to do the minivans. It's the only reason why, guys, it's pretty silly, is because I don't have a Lyft app, and you need Lyft. You need the app for Lyft, which I could totally, get, but I just hadn't had set up, and Uber was already set up, so that's why when I need to pay, I get Uber out, and I get the Uber driver to come, and usually it's about $10 or less when I can get to wherever I need to be. To me, that's a good deal. I think maybe sometimes it depends on where I'm going, but maybe up to $15. Honestly, those few dollars, peace of mind for me, are well worth it. But if you're doing Disney to be very frugal, and trust me, I totally get this, okay? I am a mother. I have 2 children. I'm saving for things. We as a family are saving for things. Money is important to be, to think about. Let's think about money wisely. We don't want to waste money. So if you want to do it for free, you just have to know that you, instead of allotting, 15, 20 minutes to get to your destination, because that's how long it should take if you go from point A to point B, it, honest to goodness, might take you up to an hour. It might take you an hour, and that sounds like, really, that's crazy. But if you go to the bus stop, and the bus isn't there because it just left, and trust me, I've been one of those runners, and the bus just goes on by, and there goes the bus, and then a bus is coming in 20, 25 minutes. You're waiting those 20, 25 minutes for the bus because you want to do it for free. And then the bus comes and has to load everybody on, and then the bus goes, and so you could be to your destination in 45 minutes instead of, in 15, 20 minutes. I just say this because I need to educate. That is my job as a travel agent, as an agency owner of CoralJoyTravel. I want to educate my clients and those of you who are not yet my clients, but those of you who are going to Walt Disney World. It is my responsibility to make sure you are educated, because it's going to make for a much more difficult vacation if you don't know this in advance. Knowing this in advance, you make choices. Like I said, if you want to do it for free, make choices and know that you have to, give yourself a longer chunk of time to get to your destination. Or make the choice that you're going to call an Uber or call a minivan to get to your destination. So I should also say this. I know this video is getting super, super long. Sorry guys, the video is getting long. But as well as minivans or Ubers, another mode of transportation is, say you have a rental car and you are staying on Disney property and you want to drive to the theme parks. You can do that for free. Now, do know that starting early this year in 2018, Disney did start charging per night fees for guests staying at value, moderate, and deluxe resorts. $13, $19, and $24 respectively per night of your stay. Included in that fee, you are allowed to park in any of the theme parks. So just know that in advance. If you are staying on Disney property, you do not have to pay additionally for parking fees. If you are staying off property and you have a car and you're driving in, you will need to pay. So this will be additional money that you need to pay. So it's $20, $22, I believe, right now to park on property if you want just a standard parking. If you want a parking that's closer, I think it's $45 a day. So, you know, this definitely adds up. But just know that in advance. If you are going to have a car with you, driving to Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom, there are parking lots right there outside of the parks. You just pay if you're off property. If you're on property, you'll just show your parking pass that you have, and they'll let you in. If you're going to Magic Kingdom and you're driving, this is the one that you have to remember, okay? If you are driving to Magic Kingdom, there is no parking lot right outside of Magic Kingdom. The parking lot is in what's called the Ticket and Transportation Center. And then when you get there, you'll either have to board a ferry, board a monorail, or board a bus, or maybe there's even a water shuttle too. I doubt it. Probably not. There's probably just the ferry. But one of those modes of transportation to get you to Magic Kingdom. Honest to goodness, sometimes people think the ferry's the way to go. Maybe that's faster, or the monorail. Depends on when the monorail's coming. It's all in when you hit it, right? So if the monorail's there and you can get on, that might be the fastest way. If the ferry is almost full and they're getting ready to pull out, that might be the fastest way. Honestly, one time I took the bus, and I don't know if it beat the ferry or the monorail, but it went really fast, and we got to Magic Kingdom in, just a couple minutes, and we were there with no problem. So look around, pay attention to what's available for your mode of transportation when you get to the Ticket and Transportation Center, and just, know that you'll get to Magic Kingdom. You'll get to Magic Kingdom, so it doesn't matter. But just know that you're not parking right outside of Magic Kingdom. You're parking, and then you're getting on another mode of transportation to get you to Disney. But all of those modes are free. That's a good thing to know. Maybe if you drive your car, that might be the day to call an Uber and get you dropped off at the Contemporary Resort, maybe, or the Polynesian. And then, actually, what I usually do, and I don't know, they're going to have to stop this, I'm sure, but if I was doing this with an Uber, I would just take an Uber to the Contemporary Resort and have them drop me off, and then I would walk on the walkway to Magic Kingdom. But, I'm sure that's not going to last forever, because people will figure that out, and, a lot of people do that if they drive, so they don't have to worry about the Ticket and Transportation Center. Okay, goodness. I hope this information with the transportation, the pros, the cons, what are the cons? Basically, the cons are you have to depend on Disney timing, and if you don't want to depend on Disney timing for their buses or their water shuttles, you're going to have to pay, and those are the cons, really. But I do love that Disney does offer all of this complimentary, really. You can do it for free. You just have to allot the time. I hope this information was helpful for you guys. Again, look forward to a Magical Express. All that you need to know about the Magical Express information coming up soon in a video. And again, thank you so much for being a part of our channel here at CoralJoyTravel. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next Disney video. CoralJoyTravel, touch of magic, sharing joy. And know that I am also on Instagram and Facebook, and I have a webpage, CoralJoyTravel, so check me out on social media. I'd love to chat with you there too. Bye guys, I'll see you in my next video.